It is Tuesday's MUTV group chat. Glad you could join us. The panel are back together again. It is David May, Ben Thornley, Danny Webber, Wes Brown. Guys, how's it going? All right?
All good, Stu. You?
Good, Stuart.
What about the weather yet again with Ben? What is going on here? This is mysterious. Where we are, mate, there's not, you can't see any blue. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
Unbelievable. Unbelievable every time.
Yeah, that's just a picture behind him.
Yeah, I reckon it probably is, isn't it?
Yeah,
green screen.
yeah, he's giving us.
Yeah, I think you might be right. All right, well, we've got two guests today coming up later. The former United youngster Danny Simpson. First of all, though, we're going to start after some really sad news broke late yesterday evening. Tony Dunne, United's 1968 European Cup winning fullback, died at the age of 78. The Irish international made 535 appearances for the club. And only 7 players have featured more often than that. One of them is Alex Stepney, and he joins us on the programme today. Alex, how are you, mate? It's great to see you.
And you, Stuart? Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Still here.
Good news. Very good
Yeah.
news. Tony Dunne, the player. How good was he?
Well, it was unbelievable. He was an actual, true, honest defender. Someone that, didn't stand out by a lot of regimes that played in those days, but was such an extra cog in the wheel. He every time he played, he done his job, and that's what he was, a defender. I mean, when you play in a team like Tony did, from the start of the early '60s right through to the '70s, you've got to remember that basically there was Bessler and Charlton, Starr World Cup winner. I mean, Paddy, but he was an absolute defender. And everyone says, he was a great left back, which he was. But to Matt Busby, I think he was more than that, because he could use him. When I joined in September '66, the first 2 or 3 games, he was left back to me, which, I mean, he was a player defender, always wanted the ball, always played it simple, always tried to start an attack from defence. But then, because of Manchester United, the way they, and Busby's era, they, young players, kids coming through. Don't forget, it was only an A and B team after the reserves. There's only 4 teams in, United then. The young kids coming through. And there was a young lad called Bobby Noble, who actually won the World Cup with the England youth team. And was a great hard player, and Busby saw the potential, and I think he moved Bill Fawkes, who was right back at the time, into centre half position, and brought in Bobby Noble at left back, and Tony Dunne, when we won the league, he played at right back for about 30 games, I think, and that's the kind of player he was. Incredible. He'd done a job, and when you think about it realistically, when you're in that dressing room on a Friday, when we trained at Old Trafford, when Jack Crompton, the trainer, came in and put the team sheet up, you knew that Tony Dunne was going to be on it. And that's why, he was such a great player.
Yeah, important part of '68 as well.
Yeah, I mean, that team was obviously special. I mean, when you think really, I mean, I don't know. I thought he was bought from Shelbourne for about £1,500, but I saw in the paper this morning it was 5,000. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But I mean, not a lot of money, was it? For a player that's going to come up and play over 500 games for Manchester United. And when we won the trophy, when you think about, we know Dennis didn't play because of his cartilage problem. There was only 3 players in that team that were bought by the club. And that was obviously Tony was one, and Paddy and myself.
And you think 535 appearances, 2 goals, which suggests to you that he was very much a defender.
Well, that's it, exactly. That's what I was saying to you. That was his job, and he knew that. But he was very quick as well, very, very quick defender. No airs and graces. Got on with it, done it. What he was told to do, or how he thought the game was going defensively. From my point of view, I could always find him. He always wanted the ball off me. couldn't ask for anything else really because we've got possession.
Oh, in today's football, who would it be? Who would it be alongside? Would it be Dennis, Patrice?
Yeah. I mean, Dennis. I mean, look. When you look back, Maisie, defensively, fullbacks at Manchester United, from Tony Dunne. I mean, we can go back as far as John. Well, you won't. I can was Johnny Carey, you know, and people like that. But the fact is, you've had Arthur Augustin.
Yeah.
You've had Sermon. I mean, even on the right back side, you know, you Gary Neville. I mean, how many goals did Gary score, and how many games did he play? You know, it's they had a true aspect of being defenders, fullbacks, but they also covered as well, and that was something special.
Yeah.
What was he like in the dressing room, Al?
Well, Danny, he was just a quiet guy. You know, you've always got characters in the dressing room, haven't you?
Nothing like you then.
Pardon?
Nothing like you then.
No, I'm not a character. I'm just I was just a bloody goalkeeper, wasn't I? But you know, there's always camaraderie in a team. But Tony was, he never sort of, he just got on with it, laughed and got on with his training and his job. That was it. But you have to have players like that in your team, David. You know that yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, because they actually are your bread and butter to win things. I mean, you look at his record. I mean, he won 2 titles. He won the FA Cup, and because he won the European Cup. And at the end of the day, you know, like I said to Stuart before, there was no substitutes in those days. You know, that's a lot of people forget that. Yeah. You know, you had to play the 90 minutes.
Yeah. Alex, sad news, but thanks so much for joining us, mate. Just that you're keeping okay though, yeah? You all right, Al?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know, what cheers me up is to hear Maisie's voice now and again.
You don't hear people say that very often, do you?
I can have a laugh. I can have a laugh. It's better, you know.
So, are we having a game of golf soon?
Please God, that's why not.
Yeah, I'll give you a bell. We'll sort some golf.
Okay, Maisie. Cheers, pal.
All right, pal.
Great to see you, Alex. Stay well.
Cheers,
Great to see you.
And you, all the best of you. Have a good day.
All the best. Alex Stepney there reacting to the very sad news of the death of Tony Dunne, legendary fullback for United, 535 appearances. And condolences to his family. Let's bring in our second guest. There's a Salford lad who came through the ranks at Old Trafford, but he's always probably going to be remembered for being a key part of the Leicester side who took the football world by storm by winning the Premier League in 2016. Still doing the business now in the Championship with Huddersfield. Danny Simpson joins us, and of course the face on MUTV as well. Danny, how you doing, mate?
Good, thanks. How you doing?
We're good. So you look, are you ready? You've got a game?
Yeah, got a game today. Got Hull away, 2:00. So the new rules. We have to make your own way there and turn up in your kit kind of hour before and straight on the pitch. Have a team meeting, warm up in the corner, and you're good to go.
It's going to be weird, mate, isn't it? It's going to be really weird.
Yes, for me, his whole sports science has gone straight out the window. And then you finish the game. Then the second group of lads, they come on. They finish. They do another 60. And we have to just literally get in your car and just go on.
How have you coped over the last few, months?
Obviously it's been difficult for everyone. But I think as well for a lot of people, it's been a chance to hit the pause button and be at home. And especially me, I'm 30 plus now and my body's had time to rest. I know we get the 5-6 weeks off in the summer, but normally I think you'll ask any of the lads in here, the players, normally that whole summer's booked up. You're going here, there, and everywhere, and before you know it, you're back in pre-season. I've been at home and just been like everyone else, just watching Netflix and just resting up, waiting to come back.
Because the Championship's an absolute a drag, isn't it? It's like every 3 or 4 days it is full on. So it must have been so strange not to do it, not to get involved in that for 3 months.
Because I kind of signed late as well, so I signed 8-9 games into the season and didn't have much of a pre-season. I went straight into the game, so towards before the pandemic, I was struggling a little bit, but I've gone back now and I feel fresh. And the fixtures came out yesterday, so we're not really looking forward to it. We've got 7 games in 21 days after the 28th or something like that. So yeah.
Danny, what happens after today? Do you actually then get on a coach, or do you have to go to every game?
No, I just get in the car and go home. We're not allowed on the bus yet.
No, but when the season starts again.
Oh, no, I think we've got to do the same thing. I think they've heard about at some point they might be reopening hotels, but until that happens or that discussion happens, it's still we've still got to all make your own way. So we've got I think we've got Millwall away.
Oh,
would that be your furthest journey?
I think for me, yeah.
Yeah.
But like today, Hull. I think Hull's a couple of hours away.
Yeah.
And that's just a friendly. So.
You're not even allowed to carpool, like 2 or 3 of you who go. You have to go by yourself. Yeah.
By yourself, and you still got to like park 2 or 3 spaces away from each other, but then we're all obviously keeping each other and marking each other on corners. So it is strange. And like I heard you talking before about the ground, and it was strange just to hear each other. You can actually hear each other. Little comments where you're shouting at each other and stuff. You normally can't hear what they're saying. And you mumble under your breath. It's a little strange. It's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah. Obviously, you do some stuff for us on MUTV. So obviously, you keep a close eye still on United, and United are kicking off soon as well.
Yeah.
You're hopeful that the end of the season might actually work out pretty well for United.
I do, because we've got good fixtures. And we've got key players back. Marcus, you see him back in training. He looks like he's got a smile on his face, and he's raring to go again. Obviously Pogba, we don't really know what's happening there. Like everyone keeps talking about, it's every day in it. But we've got key players back, so and good fixtures. So hopefully we can finish the season strong and push up the table.
Can I ask you about Harry Maguire, who obviously you know from Leicester? He played with his first season. He's the captain. He seems to be now a crucial part of the Manchester United side. I guess you haven't been too surprised, have you, by the way he's taken to playing here?
No, not at all. He's a good lad. He's a good person. I know that straight away the players would respect him and take to him, and I think, especially at the back, his calm and influence on the ball is what United have needed. He knows when to step in, pick up the pace, and he knows when to slow it down. And he seems like he's growing more with each game as a leader. We've seen some of the stuff as well he's been doing off the field. As Man United captain to help out, obviously with the NHS and lockdown. He helped me out as well. He must be so busy, and I asked him to help me out with something, and sent a video message. And he's just a good guy, and he's clearly respected. And I still think there's more to come from him.
Yeah, you think? He's obviously had a good first season, but you reckon he can still go up the level?
Yeah, because it's a lot to come into sign Man United at price tag in your first season, and then be given captain's armband maybe halfway through. So I think, come second season, for me, he'll just kick on. And like you said, there's been some good signings, and with a few more signings, I just think with him and the team and the squad, and with the young players that they've got, I think they'll just grow.
Yeah, I mean, that's all about signing someone who, in your position, fullback position. Wan-Bissaka came in. He again seems to have hit the ground running. What do you make of him technically as a fullback, a right back?
Yeah, I think everyone keeps trying to compare him to Trent, but they are different types of fullbacks. Where Mays was, he likes to tackle, and we did. So I think Ollie's come out and said he's working on, he's working the final third. You forget he came from Crystal Palace, who probably we know they don't have as much possession as Man United. So most of the time he was defending. Whereas now United, especially at home, will have more of the possession, and he's probably finding himself in the final third a lot more than he was at Crystal Palace. So, he's working on that. I think towards the end of the season, as I remember, he was whipping in, across at Chelsea away, I think it was, and that's what he's got to do, because we all know defensively he doesn't get beat, and we see him against Sterling, one of the best wingers in the league, and he can't get near him.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a better fullback in terms of one-on-one. It's just you just can't get the leg sticks out from a bizarre angle. You just can't get out of it, can't get past him.
Wes was pretty good at tackling it right back. Wes loved to smash, didn't he? But no, he is. He's a good. He's very good, and I think he's young as well. And he the other side of it will improve, and it looks like he's working hard. And I'm sure with Ollie and the players around, that is going to improve. And that's what you want to see United at Old Trafford. You want to see him getting up there and getting assists.
Hi Danny, okay mate. Obviously, Huddersfield are one of my ex-clubs. So what sort of shape are they in, and how are they looking? Because it's not that long ago since they've been in the Premier League, and obviously they've had a bit of a barren spell. And how close are they to sort of maintaining the challenge to get back there?
Like you said, you was there, so you must keep a close eye on them. And I think last season, really hurt them. Getting beat week in, week out, confidence-wise, and you go in, you get relegated, which is tough for any team to get relegated and try and pick back up. And they went the first 8 or 9 games without a win.
That before you came in?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, I came in and they were just defeated. Just the body language, the dressing room, it was gone. The manager obviously come in a few weeks before me, and just give everyone a lift. Obviously, I signed and I tried to help as much, and it just needed stabilising again. I think getting out of the bottom 3 and trying to, obviously the aim is to stay out of the bottom 3 and next season, obviously with the new manager, the Cowleys, following, they're actually really good, and I do think they're going to go places. But I think this whole pandemic thing now has put them in a different, difficult situation with money and financially, like you keep hearing of a lot of teams. So I'm not sure, how it's going to work next season in terms of players coming in or etc. My contract finishes in. My contract is 2 weeks. I'm 30 for June. I still have no idea what's going on. So,
Danny, do you see yourself now? Obviously, you're coming to the end of your career, or 2 or 3 years left. Do you now see yourself as an older statesman, as a something that, as you touched on, then you came in, and I'm sure because you came in, the results started changing. That's a given. But do you look at yourself now as a senior pro and giving it to the young lads?
Yeah, no, I do. And it's nice because I think it was the other day. It was like we get an individual specific day, and if you're over 30, you get the day off. So that's nice. No, but I am the oldest in the dressing room as well, actually. But yeah, no, I do feel like I have to come in there, and I've had to show and give my experience and help the young boys, because we've all been there, and I'd like to think, if you ask them or you ask the manager, that is one thing I have done and tried to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seems to have gone well from that point. But yeah, no, I definitely think so.
Brilliant.
I want just to get you to reminisce on your time at United. I mean, how do you look back? Obviously, you played your games actually in that dream season, that 2007-8 season, where we ended up winning everything. You were a young lad then.
I was already last year, don't you?
Come on, then.
No, he knows, because we had a little chat about this.
Yeah.
The one season he played about 60 games and never got injured.
The one season I didn't get injured, Stu.
Yeah. You were the star man. You were the star man at season.
I think, I don't know, injury Gaz had, but yeah, I think Wes was class that season. Yeah, like I said, it was probably, I don't know what you think, Wes, probably one of your best seasons, maybe apart from breaking through. But he was fantastic.
I just didn't get injured, so I was happy.
Yeah.
No, but it was a good season. But Danny come in there, and it was good to play in that team. What it done, the confidence it had and everything. And when the young lads did come in, they all really enjoyed it just because of the fact we were winning most games and the way the confidence was going through the team. But Danny was good. You set a few up, if I remember rightly.
They did all right, yeah. Wazza and Header and stuff like that. But that was a tough squad to break into. Like, I don't, you go through some of the players in the squad, and even having Shazy there, Shazy could play everywhere. I think the time it was 5 subs, not 7, and Shazy could play centre back, right back, left back. Even centre mid. So I think it was tough at the time there, especially with that. It was such a great team, and then obviously the twins come in, and it was sometimes they came in full of energy. Both good players. And it was time to move on because they'd got that work permit that I was hoping they didn't, but they did.
that went on a while, didn't it?
Yeah, dragging on. So I was like, that could drag on a bit longer if it wants. But no, I like them too. I'm only joking, but no, they got the permit, and I remember Raphael with his first game, binned volley on the edge of the box against Arsenal.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I've got to go.
I remember it was like a mid-season trip to Saudi Arabia, I think it was, and we were allowed to watch training. And there was one where you went like straight through Ronaldo, and it was all sort of. It was quite intense to watch, and you didn't realise watching how intense training was in that team. It was incredible, wasn't it? It must have been fantastic to be a part of. Yeah,
and I think you don't realise as well when you're a young lad, you don't realise that if you do injure someone like Ronaldo, it's you're under a lot of pressure from the manager, from the fans, and you don't realise that when you're young, you're just going in, you're full of enthusiasm, and you want to punk the crew, you want to impress. But yeah, obviously you get a bit older and you look back at things like that and think, oh no, that's if you got injured there, it could have been disastrous for the club. But like I said, you get older and you learn, you learn things, don't you?
How's the gaffer with you?
Good. I think he still scares me now when I see him. But, I think most people will say that, but now he's nice. I've seen some comments and stuff. I think he's happy that people like me and maybe Danny Drinkwater had gone on to do what we did, and what he's like. He's like a father, a father figure, and he's proud to see any young lad that's come through the ranks. If they leave Man United, go on else and do some good things.
Danny, was you you think you was in the office more than me? That morning one.
Was that
Gaff wants to see you. Oh God.
You know what? I think there's a time when he got you to come in with me.
Yeah.
Because you were like, yeah, do you remember?
I do remember that one actually, yeah.
It was like, Wes, have a word with him, blah, 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 because he, obviously, maybe I was sneaking out now and again, and he knew everything, didn't he? So I think he got you to pull me because obviously Manchester boys, and I remember that one.
He's done it to me, don't worry. I think he did it to most.
But no, he knew everything, didn't he? It was strange. You couldn't go anywhere. But that's why he was such a good manager, and he knew how to manage everyone. And I said I still think Wes was in there a few more times than me, but
not sure.
4 years on, mate, you still have to pinch yourself about that extraordinary. Well, I still can't believe Leicester won the title, mate. It's unbelievable. That'll be forever. You'll be remembered. Yeah,
it's obviously when it comes around, it's the anniversary, and you look back and see the pictures and the videos, and it just goes so quick. I can't believe it's been 4 years, and I'm still good friends with some of the players, and it's good to see where they are now. I don't think that'll ever happen again. I think we'll all admit that. I think it was just meant to be. A lot of teams were in transition, and we had players that was just on fire at the time. Every week, some things went for us, and Tottenham obviously were chasing us, and they'd never won a title before, so it wasn't like it was an experienced team that was able to stay composed and had been there before. They hadn't been there before, so thankfully for us, we it's always seemed to work out. We had a game we played before them every weekend, which I think helps in terms of mentally. If they play before us, then they get a bit closer, get 3 points. But no, we always seem to play before them, so I think that's that massively helped.
Yeah, they're on their way back. I mean, obviously you've got a great manager now, Brendan Rodgers as well. So
yeah, I was only there with him a few months. I said this recently. He was, for me, he's a top manager. And
Back in a minute.
With him there, I think he'll be, Leicester will be where they are now, and I think you'll see him up there for many years if he stays around.
Why is Maisie gone?
Amazon.
Do you know what? Yeah, I could see him shaking his head, and then just like, I'm gonna have to go. I don't know what that means.
Where were you, Maisie?
Amazon.
Right. It's all right. What time you got to go? I suppose you got to go with me, Danny. You got to drive to Hull now, mate.
I've had my porridge, got to have my beans and toast in a minute, and then I'm got to go 2 hours.
Right, you know the way, mate. M62 all the way.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
All the best today, Dan.
All the best, Dan.
Nice.
Steady into it, Dan. Steady into it. First one.
You know the drill. 60 minutes.
Yeah.
And a day off. I'm all right.
Yeah, just steady into it, mate.
Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you.
Safe trip.
See you in a bit, Dan.
Cheers. See you later, Ben. Bye.
In a bit.
Danny Simpson joining us. Well, that's just about it from us. mutv@manunited.co.uk if you want to get in touch. It's going to be mayhem tomorrow, so I really do urge you to watch Bez and Rowetta on the show tomorrow. Maisie's already shaking his head.
Just make sure the bleep machine's working.
Yeah.
So make sure you join us for that, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Cheers,
See you
Stu. See you later, boys.